Are there any recent advancements in research in regards to exercise physiology which you find quite interesting? Is there something new out there which you think, oh, I might try that one day if I wanted to build muscle or something? Is there anything new that stands out to you currently?
Not really. It seems to me to be a field that's quite staid in its approaches to everything. I stopped working actively in the field of exercise physiology some years ago, and there are still people today that I hear repeating things that were being said before I started working in exercise physiology, and they were wrong then. And now it's several decades later, and people are still saying the same things, and it's still wrong. So to think of this industry as progressive and cutting edge, you've got to be kidding me. My first professor, when I was doing my undergraduate qualifications, as it turns out, in exercise physiology was my first degree. This guy said to me, what you need to understand about science and the progress of science is that science progresses one funeral at a time. Which makes perfect sense when you understand what you have to do in science, and that is, in most fields of science, and that is that you have to set out a barrow, you have to set out a position, you have to say, this is the territory, this is where I think it is, this is how I think this works, I am the authority here, everybody else should hail me as the authority, and they'll plant their flag there. Now, if they do that early in their career, that's a position they are now going to have to maintain for the next 40, 50 years until they retire, or, as the adage implies, or until they're dead. Because if an academic turns around and says, I was wrong, given the requirement for academics and scientists to be flawless, faultless, and not wrong, because we're doing science here, which, remember, is in Violet Canon. It's that thing that... Anyway. Yeah, you get the picture. So it's not a progressive entity. There's nothing going on that I'm aware of in exercise physiology that excites me right now. There was a thing going around that I was privy to that not many people knew about a bit back. How it's progressed and whether or not it's now mainstream, I don't know. And I'm still not going to say what it was because I still came across this information in a privileged way. And I'll tell you what it was with regard to, because that's not a secret. It was with regard to a particular way in which the British teams were training their athletes, a particular methodology, a particular bit of kit that they'd designed, actually. And it was really interesting to see that thing and see how it worked and et cetera, et cetera. And this was just before the UK games where the UK team pretty much cleaned house. So, clearly it was what it said it was on the tin. So
Interesting.
that was an interesting thing. At the same time, in the same way through similar channels of communication, I have at times been made aware of the training structure of many professional athletes and high-level athletes from several different nations, in fact. And I have also become privy to a growing community of people in the both sporting and physically demanding job environments. So sports people, military, law enforcement, firefighting, that kind of stuff, whereby the dietary intervention of eating a diet that is appropriate for our species as a human being seems, anecdotally, to be leading to some pretty interesting associated improvements in various aspects of performance and whatever else in various athletes of various different kinds, despite traditional so-called wisdom, which was wrong more than 2 decades ago and is still wrong today, where they would say, well, you need to carb up to be an athlete and stuff, for example. No, you don't. So there's just a couple of examples of things that maybe not cutting edge new this week or anything, but were interesting. And another bit of kit that I was aware of that was also being used reportedly, shall we say, I have it on good authority, by Mo Farah in his training program, which was a very interesting thing as well. So, which again, I'm not going to talk about that thing either, because of the manner in which I became aware of them, and I can't burn that source, as it were, because it could only have come from one place.
I see.
And so, therefore, I can't actually say what it was.
Well, fair enough. Well, thanks for your answer for that one. I appreciate that. But yeah, I guess the bottom line is the mechanisms are still the same. The body still has to do the same kind of thing. It's just there's new ways to reach those, I don't know, objective targets like run faster, build muscle, build more strength, sort of thing.
Yeah, that reason. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean that's what the exercise science fraternity is about. It's about higher, stronger, faster, better, longer. It's about pushing the envelope of what a human body can be trained to do or to become. I think that's always going to be the focus, and fine.
Sure.
It has its place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next year, I believe it's in the UK. There's going to be what's called an enhanced games. So, as you can imagine, performance enhanced drug using athletes, pushing the boundaries. I think we've all kind of wanted to see that just out of curiosity.
Yep. Sure.
Be fun. Yeah. Someone can run faster than Usain Bolt could, apparently. So I look forward to seeing that if it's true.
Right.